Hello and welcome to the 21st episode of the M-Wire Movie Win Review. Today we're going to be talking about A Christmas Story. I am your host, TFG1 Mike, and I am joined by Steve Megatron and Mike the Birdman Dodd. Hello.
Otherwise known as your Lord and Savior.
Yeah, right. We are not kneeling before Dodd, thank you very much.
Hey, you should be thankful I protect your ass from asteroids. That's what I do every day. It's a public service.
So you put your ass in the air and catch the asteroids?
That's right, Steve. My ass is that huge. Very clever.
I thought his ass was the asteroid.
Well played, Megatron. Well played.
No, he was the one causing the asteroids.
Oh, okay. I thought his ass was the asteroid.
I hate you both.
Alright.
Pussy.
So, this is the general chat portion of the show before we actually get into the topic. Mike, what have you been up to this week?
Well, other than preventing the world from being destroyed by asteroids, I have been fighting the government in my own country, leading my own miniature revolution. Surprisingly, I'm actually not kidding. I've had some tremendous troubles with my institution of choice for school and funding, and recently I've stuck it to the man, and have been fighting the power. So, I am the Che Guevara of the native persuasion.
Yes, see Headshot episode 24 for the full-on rant.
I would set them on fire if I could.
Yeah, ain't that the truth. Alright, so what have you been up to this week, Steve?
Besides entering back into the 5 circles of hell, once more, also known as my secondary job. Yeah, it's not very much fun. Yeah, I've almost gotten sent home like every night this week. So, besides that, just tired and trying to catch back up on everything I need to be watching.
Yes. And it's funny, in the off-air conversation before you actually showed up, Mike was like, oh, you need to have a talk with him because, yeah, he's probably getting burnt out on the podcasting. And I'm like, what podcasting? This is the first show he's been on in over almost 2 weeks.
You just seemed really down, Steve.
I don't know.
For some odd reason, I want to put the sound clip right here where Cheetor asks Dinobot, oh, do you need a hug?
It's true.
So, I've been up to a whole hell of a lot. I spent more money than I can afford. I now need to figure out how I'm going to pay my cell phone bill.
Well, Mike, that's why you don't buy the imported porn. Jesus, I keep telling you, the internet's free.
No.
God, man, don't listen.
You're the one that keeps buying imported porn, fat guys smoking whatever and getting blowjobs at the same time in the middle of recording. Yes.
Dogfart.com, thank you.
No. We're not promoting any dog fart websites. No.
You brought it up, buddy.
I got the Beast Wars Seasons 1 through 3 DVDs that came in. I got Simpsons Sing the Blues CD. I'm expecting in the Transformers Universe Wave 4 figures from Entertainment Earth. I'm expecting in the Wave 2 Mighty Mugs from Big Bad Toy Store. Those, unfortunately, probably won't be in here till after this episode airs sometime next week. So I think we are going to take a break, and we will come back with the topic, A Christmas Story.
In this modern age,
Perfect.
too many people have lost sight of the true meaning of Christmas.
Mom! Hush! Shut up, Ralphie!
So now, in the spirit of the original,
Me to you! Stop!
traditional, American Christmas,
Thanks a lot!
MGM presents A Christmas Story.
Dancing through the snow
Uncle!
in a one-horse open sleigh. For the field we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, keep spirits high. What fun it is to ride and sing!
Ho, ho,
The sleighs are tonight.
ho, ho, ho.
The Italian.
I think that sister fragile.
A Christmas Story.
Come on!
The movie that pulls off Santa's beard.
Oh, wow.
And unwraps the secrets
Did I get a tie this year?
of the original, traditional,
You look like a deranged Easter bunny.
100% two-fisted, red-blooded,
It's smiling at me.
all-American Christmas. A Christmas Story.
Welcome back. We are back, and we're going to be talking about A Christmas Story, which is a 1983 American/Canadian comedy film based on the short stories and semi-fictional anecdotes of author and raconteur Gene Shepard, including material from his books In God We Trust, All Others Pay Cash, and Wanda Hickey's Night. Wanda Hickey's Night of Golden Memories. It was directed by Bob Clark. Now, I was 3 years old when this film came out in theaters, so I know I did not see... Yeah, we really needed that, Mike. Way to contribute to the show, dude.
That is my contribution for this show.
It was as good as speech.
When did you Mike, when did you first see this film?
I think I first saw this movie. I can't remember where I saw it. I think it was on like television, on like Showtime or HBO or something way back in the day. I think I saw this movie around 1985, 86. So I was probably about 5 or 6 years old when I first saw this movie. And it's pretty much a staple that I watch every year. In fact, if I had the time, I would sit through the entire 24-hour marathon that Peachtree shows every year.
No. We'll get to the 24-hour marathon later.
I'll watch the movie 24 times.
Well, actually, it's 12 times.
You know what? I think we should issue a dare to somebody who will sit there and do it.
What, like a triple dog dare?
My God, I thought I was a loser.
You are.
Anyway, go. But yeah, that's my first memory. It's weird, actually. I've actually got a little bit of history with this movie. Part of this was filmed in a town where I used to live, actually.
Yes.
They filmed in St. Catharines here in Ontario.
Oh,
in Canada.
In Canada, yes. They filmed the school scenes there.
Oh, okay.
In Canada.
In Canada with Zach Ward and Scott Schwartz, and man, do I have some information on those fuckers. Continue, though, Mike.
Yes. And Steve, when did you first see this?
I was probably like 5 or 6 years old. Watched it on the TV station TNT, and pretty much it's become a family tradition to watch it every year when it's on. For the most part, even though we'll finish watching it on that 24-hour marathon, we'll sit there through it again and again until we figure out something better to do. And usually we'll, still sit on our computers or play games or do whatever and still have the movie on. Although my wife cannot stand the movie, I still, for some reason, like this movie.
I actually did not know anything about the film until I actually moved from Massachusetts to Kentucky in 1993. So 10 years... shut the hell up! So 10 years after it was released, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was more of a staple when I was younger than this was. And, I've seen it. I've watched it on the marathons. I actually have the DVD that came out in 2003, the 20th anniversary 2-disc special edition, which I will be talking about later. So, who wants to summarize the plot? And crickets.
Oh, do you want me to do this, Mike?
You can if you want to.
Okay, so to give you the really encapsulated version of this movie, there's this little boy, his name's Ralph, he has a really dysfunctional family with a little brother that never wants to eat anything. Darren McGavin as the dad, who I think used to play Kolchak the Night Stalker, I think. And his mom, who's pretty much, the 1930s and 40s mom, the stable matron of the family. And they're basically the adventures around Christmas. Now, Ralphie wants a official Red Ryder carbine action 200-round drum BB gun or some shit like that.
Red Ryder
and everybody,
BB gun.
And everybody keeps saying, "Yo, shoot your eye out." And he's like, no, I won't. God damn it, I'm awesome. So he eventually just goes through all these trials and tribulations, asking his teacher for it, Santa for it, everybody, and he thinks he's not going to get it for Christmas. But eventually, Christmas morning comes, he does get his BB gun. But before this, though, he runs into an odd cast of really cool supporting characters. His best friend Flick, who played by Scott Schwartz, who did porno for a little while. And basically them fighting the school bully Scott Farkas, who is Zach Ward for some bizarre reason. And basically this movie, it's one of those movies that makes you feel good just because it's timeless in a weird kind of way. And so eventually Ralphie does shoot his eye out, but he doesn't go blind or anything. He just breaks his glasses. And he gets really upset, so him and his family, they try and go have Christmas dinner, but not before the next door neighbor's dogs break into their house and steal everything.
All right, now wait. I got to stop you right there because the reason why they went out to dinner was because the next door neighbor's dog came in, knocked the turkey off the table, and destroyed the turkey.
And ate it.
Yeah,
they basically ate everything in the house and ran. And there's also a really bizarre subplot involving a lamp. Which, if you haven't seen the movie, why are you listening to this? But,
you can buy those at FYE.
Really?
you can that there actually is a leg lamp factory. I will actually be putting the special feature audio from the DVD in this episode at the end, probably.
I'm totally buying one of those for my apartment. Wedding gift for sure. But yeah, and then it ends on a really just kind of quiet note with Ralphie kind of starting to realize he's gonna kind of have to grow up in a weird kind of way. But this movie, I'm honestly gonna say this is the best Christmas movie I've ever seen. I think it's that good. I love National Lampoons. Technically, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Okay, we're not going to get into that. All right, we're not getting into that.
But no, there's something that Bob Clark did with this movie that was just so magical, and I think Peter Billingsley, who plays Ralphie, did such a fantastic job with his portrayal of this. And whenever I think of a Christmas movie, I always think of Ralphie.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents.
I do too, to a point, but I don't. For me, this is one of my favorite Christmas movies, but it's not the number one. The number one will always and ever be National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, just because that movie is just awesome, and we will hear more on that 2 episodes from now. Steve, what about you? What was your first experience with this? Oh, wait, we already asked that. Hell, I don't even remember now. What's your opinion of the film? There you go.
I would say that it's a timeless Christmas movie, and I would have to say that that's probably number 1 on my list, even though there's other Christmas movies that are good in their own way. I just think this one embodies the whole Christmas spirit at the same time with a modern, well, not really modern, but more of a relatable storyline.
Yeah, I think for me, the only thing I really didn't like is some of the ways that they did the transitioning from the real, transitioning from what is actually happening to Ralphie to his fantasies and stuff. I don't know, I just found that very jarring when I watched it earlier this week.
Give him a break, it's his
I know, but I'm not saying I'm not saying it deters me from watching the film, but just for some odd reason, when I was watching it earlier this week, I didn't like the way that they transitioned from the real to the unreal. And of course, actually there's something that we need to talk about with this film. Of course, is the schoolyard rules as applies to dares. You have the dare, the double dare, and the triple dare. But then you have the double dog and the triple dog. And I actually grabbed the audio from that scene. Here it is.
You're full of beans and so's your old man. Oh, yeah? Yeah! Says who? Says me. Oh, yeah? Yeah! I double dare you.
The exact exchange and nuance of phrase in this ritual is very important.
Huh, are you kidding? Stick my tongue to that stupid pole, that's dumb. That's 'cause you know it'll stick. You're full of it. Oh, yeah? Yeah! Well, I double dog dare you.
Now it was serious. A double dog dare. What else was left but a triple dare you? And finally, the coup de grace of all dares, the sinister triple dog dare.
I triple dog dare you.
Schwartz created a slight breach of etiquette by skipping the triple dare and going right for the throat.
All right. Come on, Karen. Well, go on, smartass, and do it. I'm going.
Flick's spine stiffened, his lips curled in a defiant sneer. There was no going back now.
This is nuts. Stop. It really works. What are you gonna do? I don't know, the bell rang. Yeah. Come back!
Where's Flick?
Dead.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is just one of the classic all-time scenes. It's funny. The producers and creators of one of the direct-to-video Tom and Jerry films, Tom and Jerry, The Fast and the Furry, they actually duplicated that scene with a couple of the characters in that movie. But anyway, overall, I would say that this is one of the quintessential Christmas films. You've got a great cast here. You got Peter Billingsley as Ralphie. You got Gene Shepard as the adult Ralphie, the narrator. He actually has an on-screen cameo. I did not see this. I'm not really sure. Darren McGavin as Mr. Parker. And I love the way that they portray cursing in this film, just by muttering under your breath, and you can hear some of it, but you can't always hear all of it. And it's just like a big old myth that people cursed back in the 30s.
Yeah, it is pretty funny to listen to them do that, because it reminds me of some of the old cartoons that they used to do that with.
Yep. And then you got Melinda Dillon as Mrs. Parker, Scott Schwartz as Flick, let's see, Zach Ward as Scott Farkas. I don't really know what else to say about this film, because it's just so great. There really isn't anything that you can really debate about it.
Well, you see, I think one point we could make is what's a more accessible family comedy when you compare this to National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and this? Which one's better to show your kids?
Well, and again,
that's a possibility.
But it's coming. Those in comparing those films, they're 6 years apart, and they're two different. The Vacation films are a franchise, and this was just a standalone film. And plus, this was a period piece. This wasn't. This was made in the 80s to have it, resemble the 30s, which is a completely different period.
But there are going to be two Christmas movies that inevitably get compared against each other because they always appear on TV at the same time.
In the DVD commentary, director Bob Clark mentions that Jack Nicholson was considered for the role of the old man. Clark expresses gratitude that he ended up with Darren McGavin instead, who also appeared in several of other Clark films. Now, I don't think this film would have worked if the Joker was in there.
That would have been kind of awesome.
But I just you wouldn't have the same classic feel that you do now.
Yeah, having him laugh like the Joker and say, "Here's Johnny," like in The Shining.
Now, one of the things I remembered, or this just kind of came up, you guys know that Bob Clark died.
Oh, did he? No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he died and his son died.
I think it was a car crash, wasn't it?
It was on April 4th, 2007. The guy who was driving the other car was driving without a license that had a blood alcohol level 3 times the legal limit. So that's unfortunate. And he also may be deported to Mexico. The guy that killed him was I'm looking for the Hector Vela. I can't pronounce his name. Velicaz Nava or something. Some very ethnic name.
But it was like right after his other like Christmas horror movie had come out.
Which one was that?
I don't know. I've
oh my
seen it.
God! I just realized what this guy made. Okay, let's go through the filmography of Bob Clark. And I think you two are going to puke in your pants when I give you some of the highlights from his wonderful movie career. Baby Geniuses.
Not surprising.
Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2, which I think is like the worst movie ever made. I think
it's hilarious.
And The Karate Dog.
That's retarded.
Oh, good Lord.
I can't believe he goes from directing awesome comedies like Porky's and Porky's 2 and a classic Christmas Story to fucking Karate Dog. Talk about a fall from grace.
Yeah.
But then again, let's look at some of the other cast members from this movie that have had interesting careers since. Let's talk about Scott Schwartz. Why am I talking about Scott Schwartz? He's done porno! So, if you're ever so curious and you want to check this out, look up Scotty's X-Rated Adventure. You can see Flick Get It On. He was also in other movies such as Skinwalker and Unseen Evil 2. And it gets weirder. He randomly made celebrity trading cards. And I'm trying to think here. It's so weird. He eventually started hanging out with Hulk Hogan and some other washed up wrestlers. It's so bizarre just to see where this guy has gone from. Like I said, from going from flick to doing porno. It's amazing. And then Zach Ward. What do we say about Zach Ward?
Didn't you interview him?
No, I've been trying to for quite some time. I'm actually going to try to interview him again.
I could have sworn I heard an interview with somebody.
Maybe Steve, but I doubt it.
Oh, man. That's going to bug me now.
And it's not like his filmography is much better. I mean, if you go and see Postal, you're going to want to gouge your eyes out, but it's just a bad Uwe Boll movie, but then again, what the hell do you expect? But I remember Zach Ward mostly from Titus, because he was funny as hell on there, and randomly he was on the Sarah Connor Chronicles at some point, though I don't remember this. So there you go. I've now given you two really bizarre pieces of background.
I was trying to avoid a bad tongue joke with Schwartz there. Since he went porn.
Well, he's now put his tongue against much worse.
Oh, wow. As far as some of the history, by Christmas 1983, however, the movie was no longer playing at most venues, but remained in about 100 theaters until January 1984. Gross earnings were just over $19.2 million. In the years since, due to television airings and home video release, A Christmas Story has become widely popular and is now a perennial Christmas special. Originally released by MGM, Warner Brothers through Turner Entertainment Company now has ownership of the film due to Ted Turner's purchase of MGM's pre-1986 library and Time Warner's subsequent purchase of Turner Entertainment. Oh, I hate all those damn mergers and shit with TV companies. It's just ridiculous. The film first aired on television on HBO during the mid-'80s and quickly attracted a growing following. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, the film began airing quietly on Superstation WTBS and Superstation WGN. From 1988 to 1992, the film had a short-lived tradition of airing on the American Thanksgiving night or the night after Thanksgiving to open the holiday television season. In 1988, then-fledgling Fox aired the movie the night after Thanksgiving. In 1989 to 90, TBS showed it Thanksgiving night, while in 91 to 92, they aired it the night after. Let's see. Turner Broadcasting, now part of the Time Warner umbrella of cable networks, has maintained ownership of the broadcast rights since the mid-1990s, airing the movie increasingly on TBS, TNT, and TCM. By 1995, it was aired on those networks in a combined 6 times over December 24th, 25th, and 26th. And of course, then we get into the 24-hour marathon on whatever station it's on, this time. Well, yeah, for Canadians, but for Americans, which is what counts, it's TNT.
Really? Like, you guys don't get the station out of Atlanta called, like, Peachtree? It used to be called,
well, yeah, TBS. Yeah, TBS is still
too.
here.
Okay.
TBS is... Yeah.
We get it on that, too.
Oh, so TBS is still TBS in the States, but
Yep.
in Canada it's called Peachtree?
Yeah.
That's fucking retarded. Why the hell did they change that? Wow.
We got a name for our station.
Wow,
It's a
guy
bunch
in
of
a fire.
stupid letters.
Yeah, but it sounds important than Peachtree. It sounds like a fucking
Oh,
dildo
God.
company.
Okay.
Just saying. Just saying.
In 2007, the marathon continued and the original tradition was revived. TNT also aired the film twice the Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend. In 2008, the 24-hour marathon continued on TBS for the 12th overall year, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern on Christmas Eve. As far as the home releases, you had a beta release, you had a VHS release, 2 Laserdisc releases. As far as DVD, the 1997 reissued by Warner Home Video full screen includes original theatrical trailer. The 2003 DVD, which is what I have and I'll be talking about here in a second, 20th anniversary 2-disc special edition DVD widescreen includes cast interviews, audio commentary, and featurettes. What it does have on it on the first disc, it has all new digital transfer in both full and widescreen formats. Feature-length audio commentary by Peter Billingsley, Melinda Dillon, and director co-writer Bob Clark. On disc 2, it has original readings by Gene Shepard, voice narrator of A Christmas Story. Another Christmas Story documentary with cast members and director Bob Clark, narrated by Peter Billingsley. Get a Leg Up, and a history of the Daisy Red Ryder featurettes, Triple Dog Dare interactive trivia, Decoder Match Challenge, a few hidden Easter eggs, in the original theatrical trailer. This, I would say, is the one to have. It was released again on HD DVD in 2006 and Blu-ray in 2008. It was released again 2008 on DVD. Ultimate Collector's Edition features the same 2003 2-disc special edition, but includes extra special memorabilia. It doesn't.
Like what?
It doesn't. Wiki didn't specify. It's probably like a special booklet or something. Or
Way to do your research, Mike. I'm actually going to Amazon right now to see what you get. I'm really curious. Actually, it's really cool that you get a lot of these DVDs, like for Christmas movies. They come out with like special editions. Actually, the National Lampoon set did a really good job on it. You get a Santa hat, fake snow, playing cards, coasters, and for the Blu-ray, you get a replica of the Moose mug that he drinks the eggnog out of.
Awesome.
But it's made out of plastic, not metal, which really sucks. Oh, Christmas. Oops, sorry. I'm almost there. So keep talking, Mike. And
Oh,
I'll get to you in a
good
second.
lord. I think I'll just...
Is it the Ultimate Edition? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, 2003 Ultimate Collector's Edition. Or 2008.
You get a lot of nothing. Actually, it doesn't say actually.
Well,
Which is
according
really
to
weird.
Wiki, it says...
Oh no! Wait, no. You get a collectible retro cookie tin, which is the container for the set, and a string of leg lamp Christmas.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
I want this.
No.
Yes,
Yes, you will.
I will. Sorry.
Alright, but
that's
now,
not so bad,
see,
though.
what they could have done with that is they could have taken all of the features that are on the 2003 2-disc and added a few new ones, or something of the people that were still alive, obviously. All it is the 2003 2-disc edition with special memorabilia. I just don't... I don't know. Some sets I can see doing that with, but if it's all the same special features that's on the one I already have, then no.
It actually seems that from the Blu-ray, there was some stuff.
Oh,
that
I'm sure there
cut,
was.
actually. Yeah, because there's supposed to be a featurette on the leg lamp, another featurette with people that are still alive from the movie, the history of the
That's
BB
what's
gun,
on this.
which I think is really cool. Yeah, it looks like the Blu-ray doesn't get everything.
Mike,
That's
just
kinda
get the
retarded.
2003 2-disc edition. You get all the special features that you want. Come
Yeah,
on.
I'm kind of ordering it right now, so... Yay for one-shot clicking on Amazon.
The only way to
the Red Ryder BB gun was available beginning 1938 and for many years afterward, and indeed still is, but never in the exact configuration mentioned in the film. The Daisy Buck Jones model did have a compass and a sundial in the stock, but these features were not included in the Red Ryder model.
What a sundial.
I don't know.
You know what the BB gun should have come with? A bayonet.
Okay.
Would you fuck with a kid that had a bayonet on his BB gun? I assure you would not.
fuck with me, I'll impale you.
Scott Farkas would have thought twice about
yeah.
a bayonet.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Just wow.
Sorry.
Okay. Alrighty then. Okay then. I think that, do we have any final thoughts on this? Or do we have any other discussion points we want to talk about?
Oh, it's weird. I was actually doing a little bit of reading during the show here. Do you realize that Ralphie was in Iron Man?
Yeah.
Peter Billingsley was one of the scientists. He actually executive produced Iron Man and The Breakup.
He was in Couples Retreat, too.
Yeah, so Ralphie certainly still gets around. Though he's vastly retired from acting, he still does a lot of executive producing. The fact that he produced Iron Man makes Ralphie kick ass. He went from a red BB gun to a repulsor blast.
If you do get the same DVD that I have, the 20th anniversary 2-disc edition that came out in 2003, on the interactive trivia, when it pops up as Ralphie's narrating it, Billingsley obviously is older now, but he doesn't really look. You know how when you're a kid you look different than when you look as an adult because you age, obviously. I mean, in this DVD he still has the glasses on, and he just looks like an adult Ralphie. That's all it is. What?
Wait.
Shut up,
Let
Mike.
me get this straight. People age? Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm perpetually 5. It's okay.
Okay, so I think we're going to take a break. You'll probably hear some ads, and we will be right back.
annals of history, few icons have emerged as true statements of American life. The Liberty Bell, the Statue of Liberty, even Old Glory, pale in comparison to this true American icon. I'm speaking, of course, of the leg lamp. Correspondent J.M. Kenny sat down with the creator of this artistic masterpiece to illuminate us on the lamp that lights up our lives.
How do you feel when people say to you, Joe, your leg lamp has changed the face of this nation?
That is the rewarding part of the whole thing. It started out, it's a fun business. We did it for kicks, and it's turned into something bigger than I ever thought. And this type of response is not unusual, and that makes the whole thing worthwhile.
Joe's going to take us through a little bit of the history of the One Leg Up, the Leg Lamp Factory, as well as how they're put together. So come on in and join us.
We're in Daytona Beach, Florida, and again, we've been manufacturing these lamps here for, well, since the 1980s. It started out very small, started out in a garage type thing, and now we've moved into this plant.
Would you consider yourself a leg aficionado?
I don't know if I would consider myself a leg aficionado.
Can you say aficionado?
Do you realize that people would consider you an American hero?
Okay. Are you trained for this? I mean, is there like a course you have to go through on how to assemble these?
Joe has a training program, which it takes, quite a while, maybe 3 or 4 hours to learn how to do it, and eventually you get faster and faster.
So the whole training program takes just a little bit longer than the average lunch break.
So you're certified then?
Yes.
What happened there?
The screw slipped in.
Oh, I forgot something. Don't show this.
Is it a left or right shoe? Do you know?
It's kind of a sexy job, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it feels neat, especially when the socks. I like the socks.
Sexy.
Are you sure you don't know if it's a right or left leg?
Would you put one of these in your house?
No.
What is the most common request for a customized leg?
We have actually had people request sending pictures and saying that can we form a leg after their leg or my wife's leg.
Don't you think it odd for someone to request a lamp modeled after your wife's leg?
Yeah, that's an interesting observation.
So do they actually send their wife's leg in to be cast? How does it feel to be a national icon? Or for that matter, a local hero as well?
They know me, I go get a haircut, they say it's Joe the leg lamp guy.
And how do you feel about that?
But that's fine with me.
We are back, and Mike, what's going on with Twig? You guys have...
Well, you see. Anyway, what's going on with Twig? We are still proceeding with our 4th season. We've been kind of backed up just because I'm really busy with school. But we got a really cool special that's coming out this week. We're talking about the George A. Romero zombie movies. And then our last show of this year, before we take our winter hiatus, will be on Neon Genesis Evangelion The movie You Are Not Alone was just released here in the States in the last few months. And, well, I'm looking forward to the rest of the series. Other than that, we still have a box of crap to give away. So if you want to win some stuff from Twig, make a video 30 seconds talking about Twig, and I'll send you $2,000. No shit. So just send us a link to feedback@thisweekingeek.net. Other than that, still doing the whole Game Heroes bit. Still doing the prototype, still keeping busy.
Yep.
And, yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I'm your video game journalist from the far north.
Yes, the very far north.
Where there's no
Actually,
goddamn snow, oddly enough. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you and I are like hours apart.
Yeah, it's literally like 4.5 hours.
Yep.
See,
well, actually, less than that.
We shall have to have a meeting of the minds and conspire and kill Mike.
You almost did until Steve's. You almost did until Steve's tent decided to attack him when he went camping.
Yes, that sucked balls.
Decided to attack, not planned.
Well, because the campground that they sent us to, they put us on an RV spot, so it was all rocks, and so my damn tent blew over at night when we came back from this famous magician show thing that we went to.
Oh, you went to the one in Niagara Falls, right?
Yes.
That guy kicks ass. And
I know, it's freaking awesome.
I know how he does some of his tricks, but I can't tell you because I'm actually bound by law.
Oh.
But it's quite cool.
Anyways, thank you for joining us here on Movie Week in Review. There are several ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. First, you can visit www.geekcastradio.com, find all the other podcasts there. Second is you can stop by PredaconEmpire.com/Nexus. Those are our new forums. Third is you can leave the show feedback on iTunes. Please do this. The fourth is you can visit another great geek culture website outside of thisweekingeek.net is www.earth-2.net. You can find our threads in their forums for the shows in the self-promotion section. The fifth is the email address, which is gcrnmwire@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter. The show name there is GCRNMwire. Mine is TFG1Mike. And Mike, what is your Twitter?
Mine is Birdman Dog.
And Steve, what is yours?
SCP-21.
So you are.
Yes.
you are not the evil Ed 209.
Wow, I have no idea what you're referencing.
That's because he's an idiot.
Shut up.
Skeletor approves.
It's my book, Baroness.
It's Shine My Helmet, anyway.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of MWire. I wish you'll join us next time. We'll be reviewing Jack Frost. This is the Michael Keaton Christmas film. For now...
Oh my God.
Shut up. For now, I am TFG1Mike with Mike the Birdman Dodd and Stephen C. Phillips saying the moral words of Elizabeth Shue, don't fuck with the babysitter, and thank you for listening. Until next time.
It's going to be a new year, a new decade, a new Transformers review podcast from the guys that brought you the TFG1 podcast and all things Transformers. Coming January 2010, The Beast Unleashed podcast. It will feature 22 action-packed episodes reviewing both Beast Wars and Beast Machines. You can find it at www.geekcastradio.com and on iTunes. It will feature the voice talents of TFG1 Mike, Steve Megatron, and Pecan Court Michael. So unleash the beast within you.
There once was a boy, an albino I'm told, who possessed the power of pen-pusher gold. He had many stories, all short and exciting, but nobody knew, and so he began writing. He sat there all summer and skillfully sought to perfectly ponder and polish each plot. The settings were set, all the characters cast, his fingers were flying and flailing so fast, and soon the young man with the snowy complexion quickly concocted the Caffeine Collection. He smiled, satisfied with his clever creation. Oh, the things that did pour from his imagination. Stories of pirates and future police, of devils and bullies, and a twist press release. Fantasy, mystery, both are included. Comedy, action, no genre excluded. You say to yourself, it's too good to be true, but author Steve Saylor would not lie to you. An audiobook so you don't have to read. And hey, $15 is all that you need.
From the author of the podcast novel Black Shadow, Steve Saylor presents The Caffeine Collection, a dynamic audiobook collection of short stories presented by ringtonefeeder.com and stevesaylor.net. Steve presents a genre mashup of multiple stories for your ears.
I have to be on caffeine to write all this.
Steve Saylor presents The Caffeine Collection, on sale October 28th, 2009.
So mark this date down so you will not forget. For more information, stevesaylor.net.
The TFG1 podcast has 24 action-packed discussion episodes on the original Transformers cartoon. So if you're a fan of the 80s cartoon, we have all you need and more, as well as an interview with Stan Bush. You can find us on iTunes and the web at www.geekcastradio.com. Tune in. Do you like reminiscing on the cartoons of old? Well, look no further. Tooncast is dedicated to the cartoons you grew up with. From the 50s to the 90s, all manner of classic cartoons will be discussed. We even had the chance to interview Lion-O, Lord of the Thundercats. Yes, that's right, Larry Kenney. You can find us on iTunes and the web at www.geekcastradio.com. Transformers Toycast has been transformed into just Toycast. For the past 25 episodes, we have talked about just Transformers toys. Now, starting with the 26th episode, which is currently out, we are expanding into all toy collections. You can find us on iTunes and the web at www.geekcastradio.com. Transform and transcend.
Next to me in the blackness lay my oiled blue steel beauty, the greatest Christmas gift I had ever received or would ever receive. Gradually I drifted off to sleep, pranging ducks on the wing and getting off spectacular hip shots.